My name is Carol Leach, and we live in Cincinnati. I have 3 kids. My oldest is almost 12. His name is Max. And then we have Sam, who has autism, and he's nonverbal. And we have Josie, who is 6.5. And my husband, Tom, is a pilot. He is an international pilot, so he's gone about half the year. I think actually an autism assistance dog is going to help our entire family. I think what people don't realize about more severe forms of autism is that it really doesn't just trap the child, it traps the entire family. My other kids have not been at a mall on a weekend in probably 2 or 3 years. And when there are days off and everybody else is planning trips to the zoo or the museum, we haven't been able to go unless my mom or my husband's home to help manage the other kids. And my husband is a pilot, so he's gone about half the year. He's home a week and then gone a week. And on the weeks that he's gone, even going to the grocery store alone is quite an ordeal, quite a handful for me. So where before I had to juggle and really think about how am I going to get anything accomplished, now with the dog to help me keep an eye on Sam and still allow me to pay some attention to my other children, it just brings us much closer to what a typical family looks like. To me, we went to the mall. I've never had an experience before John Boy where I went to a mall and my attention wasn't completely on Sam and where he was, and the constant feeling of panic, even if I had him in my hand, that at any minute he was going to twist away and drop, and I wouldn't know where he is. So it was nice to be able to shop and just look at the clothes and not be thinking about where is Sam, when's he going to drop, how long is this going to last, do we have 5 minutes or 2 minutes, and racing through. It was what other people feel like when they shop with their children. It's an experience I've never had before. So it was amazing. It was such a sense of relief. We've only been here for 10 days, and I already think it's been worth every single penny that we had to raise and everything that we've done to get the dog. Coming here for 10 days, I didn't bring my other 2 children, and it was hard to be away from them. But like I said, just these 10 days, this small taste of what it's going to be like from now on makes me realize that this is probably one of the best things we've done for him. It's been an amazing experience, and like I said, the sense of freedom and relief that this dog has brought me is tremendous. And I've already noticed Sam, taking to him and playing with him. At first he wasn't too sure about him because he's not crazy about the licking end of the dog. But as time's gone on, each day he's down petting him more and playing with him more and watching the dog play, which is going to help him. I know it sounds strange, but it'll help him with other people too and interacting. So I was on a panel of parents whose children had autism, and we were supposed to be educating a group of individuals, professionals at Children's Hospital in Cincinnati, and one of the moms had said they were looking into a service dog and had mentioned Paws, and I don't think they've done it yet because they have some other issues going on. But when I heard about it, I went home and I started investigating about Paws, and then I started looking into not just Paws, but service. We're going to do that in just a minute. We also started looking at service dogs in general, so I really investigated not just Paws, but like what a service dog was, how they're trained, how they choose dogs, so that when I went back to look at Paws, I kind of had a good education, good background, understanding of what needed to be done to get to the dog to that point. Sam is a nonverbal communicator. He uses this device. It's like a mini computer. If Sam were lost, he would not be able to tell anybody his name. He couldn't ask for directions. So it's very much a concern to us when he does take off. We had an experience several years ago where he did get over a padlocked 6-foot privacy fence, and we did have to call the police. It was a terrible experience. They did have police helicopters ready to go to find him. It turned out he wasn't very far away, but after that we've had to change all the locks in our house and to try to keep him in. even doing so, there are times he still gets out, and true to the scattered abilities of autism, Sam can disarm our alarm system in 3 different ways without me knowing it. So it was very important to us to find some way not only to keep him in, which we can't be guaranteed we'll always be able to do anyway, because every time we find a new way to stop him, he finds a new way around it. It was important for us to find something that would help us in those situations when he did get out and did leave the house, hopefully before we had to call the police or along with the police. And I also looked at other agencies that train the dogs and kind of did a comparison, because I'm the type of person, I don't buy anything without checking consumer reports. It was really important to me to make sure for this kind of commitment that I knew what it was about. I knew what the organization was about. I knew how Karen ran it. I knew what their follow-up was, what their policies were. And after I looked at places that were all over the country, that, you know, I really felt like Paws was the best choice. We're very fortunate that it's so close to our home, because it's only about 45 minutes away from us. But I have to say, of all the things I looked at, that was the least of my concerns. My biggest concern is, did I have enough confidence in this organization that they could really do what they claimed they could do? And I did, and they have.